It's a new trading week, and the major U.S. stock averages are having a mixed start to the week. But keep in mind, we saw record highs for the averages last week. Of course, this week, all eyes are on the Fed Reserve, and joining me to talk about that is Peter Cardillo of First Standard Financial. Peter, thanks for joining me today.
Good to be back.
Well, last week we got the ECB rate decision, and we did get a little bit of a surprise out from the central bank with the tapering to the stimulus. But of course, this week it's all about the Fed. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting them to raise 25 basis points, but I think we're going to get a hawkish statement, somewhat more hawkish than we've been used to. And I think they're going to be upbeat about the economy going forward. There's no question that the economic indicators point to economic acceleration. And so that means probably next year we can expect at least 3 rate hikes, possibly even more. And that'll be based on stronger economic activities and, of course, on the prospects of a Trump tax cut for corporate America.
And we did get that ECB rate decision last week. There's no surprise in that decision, but we did get the tapering to the stimulus. Now, at the beginning of last week, we were also talking about Italy and the banking sector. What's your forecast?
Well, I think, Italy is going to have to basically intervene, especially for Monte dei Paschi. And as you know, there is a new government crisis which just erupted, although a new prime minister was appointed and is going to go forward in forming a new government. But I think at one point or another, Italy's banking system needs to be come forward, and they need to basically subsidize some of those banks.
And Peter, last but not least, over the weekend we saw the meeting between non-OPEC and OPEC members bring out another production output deal. So given that we had the prior OPEC meeting bring out a production cut, and we saw prices rally, and here we're seeing prices up again for Brent as well as WTI, what do you expect to see in the near term?
In the near term, I think we're looking at $55 oil by the end of this year, which is another couple of weeks. And then I think we see an average between 55 and 60, but the average price of oil is probably going to be closer to 60 in 2017. As you know, I had no doubts that there would be an OPEC agreement, and I had no doubts that non-OPEC members would agree to cut production. And I say that simply because of the fact that while there'll be some little cheating going on, basically they need to adhere to this pact to keep prices higher, and also so that the rebalancing of the market can come at a quicker pace. And that's due to, I believe, fears of geopolitical problems.
Okay, Peter. Well, a lot to consider at the beginning of the week, so thanks for joining me, and we'll speak again next week.
My pleasure.